Hello and welcome guys. So in this video we will be going over anchor points in Substance Painter. Alright, so to start off I will just go into the file and we will be using this meat mat sample project just to showcase the anchor points feature. So let's delete this layer, and to start off I will just create a pretty basic material. I will drag and drop a iron rough material, and again I will be using the rust layer. So yeah, these two. And now what I will do is go into the smart mask section and let's use this. Let's see, I will be using this edges strong scratched, this one. So drag and drop it onto the rust fine layer so that we have something like this. Alright, next what I want to do is I will add a paint layer, and let's rename this layer to normal, and I will put this layer in between of these two layers. I will explain later on why. So just put this normal paint layer in between the iron and the rust layer. Alright, so let's scroll down, select the normal paint layer, scroll down, and I will turn off all the channels except the normal channel. So if you remember, when we were going through the section 3 of our course, we learned about all these different features. So we also learned about normal painting. So if you quickly go over here in the starter assets, let's head to the all libraries first, and in the texture section, open it up, and in the hard surface section, you will find all these normal textures that we can use to paint over our model. So maybe let's try this one. So drag and drop it over here like this, and let's set the hardness to 1 and just paint it over here like this 2-3 times. You can maybe try out some different ones like this one, or maybe something else like this. So just stamp 3-4 of these different normal map textures, and then I will be showing you the use of anchor points. Alright, so I think this much is pretty much enough. So now what I want is I want this rust effect that is over here, and we are using this mask to drive that rust effect. We can increase or decrease the global balance. What I now want is I want this rust effect to appear over here also on all these edges on the normal map textures that we just painted. So how can we do that? One obvious way would be to just click on this mask, add a paint layer, and then basically let's scale down the brush, give it a hardness of 1, and just basically start painting over here manually like this. Obviously this is very tedious and does not even look good. It looks really bad. So to do it procedurally all by itself by Substance Painter only, we will be using anchor points. So let's close this. So to use an anchor point, first let's select this normal paint layer, go over here and add an anchor point like this. So the name of this anchor point is normal. We really don't have any kind of settings over here. Basically we have added an anchor point. Now you can go over to your mask and select the generator like this. And if you scroll down over here, you will see this use micro details option. So set this to true. And as soon as you do that, you will see a couple of options have appeared. One of them is micro details menu over here. And the other one, if you set this to true, you will see these two options over here, micro normal and micro height. So as all these information that we have added are normal information, so that's why we will be using micro normal. So click over here. You will see this anchor points tab. Go over here and select this normal anchor point. You can see as soon as you hover over it, it is highlighted over here. So select this. You will see nothing really happens, but don't worry. First what we need to do is, as soon as you selected this normal anchor point, you will see the reference channel. So the reference channel is currently set to base color, but obviously we want to use the normal channel. So select the normal channel, and as soon as you do that, you can see all that nicely masked out rust layer has started to appear on all these edges over the normal map we just painted. You can see. So now select this curvature generator, and if you open up this micro details section, you can adjust the curvature intensity like this. And also if you increase or decrease the global balance, you can see now you can control all of these settings at once, even on these edges that we just painted right now using our normal map textures over here. So basically this is the use of anchor points. So really useful, as you might understand by now. Also if you open up this micro details section and you set this to false, this micro normal option, you will see now all the effects are gone. So make sure this is set to true. Alright, now I will show you another thing. You can go back to your normal layer and now select any of the normal map textures from over here. And now if you paint over your model, you will see automatically the rust effect is starting to show up on your layer using the smart mask. So we are currently utilizing the anchor point. This generator is utilizing this anchor point and providing us with all these details over the normal map textures that we have just painted. So now you can just try this out with different kinds of normal maps like this, and you will see your rust effect is starting to show up. So I think this is really cool and really useful. Alright, so let's undo this for now. And now what I will show you is that we can do the same thing with different type of generators. So let's say I select this curvature generator and remove it for now. And this time, instead of using a smart mask, just go over here, add a generator, and let's select a metal edge weir. So pretty much the same results. Now what we want is, we want this rust effect that is being added by the metal edge weir generator. We want it on all these edges that we have just painted using the normal map textures. Alright, so again, to do that, just scroll down and you will see micro normal and micro height. Select micro normal, select the anchor point and select normal. Again, change base color to normal, and now nothing really happens. Open up this micro details section and make sure, as I said earlier, micro normal is set to true. So again, we have done the same thing with a different type of generator. So you will find this micro normal option in all different kinds of generators, so you can use it with any kind of smart mask or generator, anything. So yeah, really good and really useful. Now you must have noticed that we have the micro normal option, but we also have the micro height option. So let's see how we can use the micro height. I will add another paint layer. So select this normal layer and add a paint layer. This time let's rename this to height. Disable the normal channel and we only want to use the height channel. Alright. So what you can do is, let's decrease the height value to 0.5. Let's set it to negative of 0.5. And you can just start painting with your brush like this anywhere. And now what we want is, we want the rust effect to appear on all these things that we are painting using our height channel. So basically it is the same process, but now we just have to use the micro height thing over here. So go back to metal edge weir, select micro height, go over to anchor point. Okay, we forgot to add the anchor point to the height layer. So select the height layer, go over here and first add an anchor point. Now you can go back to metal edge weir, select micro height, and don't select the normal anchor point, select the height anchor point like this. I think nothing really happens because we still have to set this to true. And also come down over here and change the channel from base color to height. So a couple of things that you must remember, and as soon as you do that, you will see now the rust effect is appearing over here also. So you can adjust all these different settings, and yeah, that's pretty much it. You can increase the weir level and it will start to affect all these stuff over here also. You can select your height layer, and maybe you can use a brush also to paint on your model. Like maybe I select this crystal brush and paint it over here. You can see the rust effect is still appearing. Let's decrease the hardness. Okay, let's use a different brush. So yeah, you can see whenever you are painting any kind of height information, the rust layer is appearing with it because of the anchor point. So basically, yeah, that is the use of it. Let's now delete both of these layers, and I will show you a different kind of way to use anchor points. Basically, right now we were just using paint layers, but let's say what if we have a fill layer. So I will add a fill layer, and let's just disable the height channel on it. Set the height value to negative of 0.1. Rename this to scratches maybe. So rename this to height scratches. And this time I will be adding a black mask and add a fill layer to this. Go into the texture section and let's search for scratches. And let's just use this one, grunge scratches rough. Drag and drop it over here. And now you can see we have these kind of scratches all over our model. First, let's select metal edge weir, and I will just decrease the grunge amount so it is a little bit cleaner so that we can see properly. Alright, come back to the grunge scratches, and you can see we have this height layer attached to a mask, and we are using a fill layer, that is this grunge scratches rough, to control that mask like this. You can adjust the tiling and everything. Obviously you already know about all of this stuff. You can also go back to your height layer and adjust the height from over here like this. But let's right now set it to negative of 0.1. So our main use basically is we want the rust effect to appear on all these edges over here, all these scratches. So yeah, basically it is pretty much the same thing. You just need to select the mask this time instead of selecting the layer. So make sure to select the mask, go over here and add an anchor point, go back to metal edge viewer, and this time you can see both of them are broken reference because we have deleted both those layers. So just remove them for now, set both of them to false, just to set everything back to default. Now select micro height, go to anchor points and select this height scratches mask. You will notice that this time we really don't need to select a channel because we are basically selecting a mask. So already we have selected the height channel. We don't need to select a channel over here. So just come up over here in micro details and enable the micro height. As soon as you do that, you will see now the rust is appearing in all those scratches. Obviously it is a little bit too much, so decrease the curvature intensity. You can also decrease the height detail intensity or increase it. So yeah, basically we have this kind of result. Now we have placed the anchor point and connected it along with the metal edge viewer. You can come back to the mask, select the grunge scratches rough, and now if you decrease the balance over here, you can now control both those things at once. You can control the mask along with the rust effect over here. So yeah, I think really useful. You can set this to triplanar. You can basically do all those normal things and the rust effect would be still working pretty much fine. So yeah, I think that is really useful. And yeah, with that we are done with this tutorial. If you liked it, make sure to subscribe. And also I have a lot of other courses that you can check out from the link in the description. Thank you guys for watching.